Singapore is known for being one of the cleanest, safest, and most efficient nations in the world. Behind this success lies a strict set of rules and regulations that many people might find surprising. For a country that's only about 270 square miles in size, it's hard to imagine how much it has accomplished. But much of Singapore's success comes from its ability to maintain control over everything from the environment to the economy to its people's behavior. In this video, we will take you through the top 12 things Singapore has banned and how these decisions have helped shape one of the most prosperous countries on the planet. Some of these bans might surprise you, but you'll quickly realize that these restrictions contribute to the well-being of everyone who lives there. Number 1. Chewing gum. A sticky situation. One of the most iconic bans in Singapore is the prohibition of chewing gum, a decision that has sparked both debate and admiration globally. The ban was introduced in 1992 by Singapore's then Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, in response to growing concerns about cleanliness in the country's public spaces. Chewing gum, once casually discarded, became a significant problem. It was found stuck to train seats, public sidewalks, and even the doors of public transport systems, causing costly repairs and a nightmare for cleaning crews. The gum's sticky residue not only created a messy, unpleasant environment, but also led to increased maintenance costs, particularly for the mass rapid transit MRT system, where gum interfered with the train doors, affecting operations. The government quickly realized that maintaining the cleanliness and efficiency of the country's infrastructure would be impossible without drastic measures. Thus, the law was enacted to ban chewing gum, allowing only the importation of medicinal gum, like those used for dental health purposes, under strict regulations. This ban is a reflection of Singapore's broader commitment to orderliness and discipline, emphasizing the importance of a well-maintained public space. It's a unique, yet effective approach to ensure that the streets remain spotless, a key feature of Singapore's identity as one of the cleanest cities in the world. Number 2. Littering, a law that keeps Singapore clean. Singapore is world-renowned for its pristine streets and lush green spaces, and a major factor behind this cleanliness is the country's strict anti-littering laws. Unlike many other nations where littering is simply discouraged, Singapore takes the matter very seriously. The government has implemented a comprehensive system to maintain its reputation as one of the cleanest cities globally. Littering in Singapore is not just frowned upon, it comes with hefty fines and, for repeat offenders, mandatory community service. First-time offenders can face fines up to $1,000, with repeat offenders potentially being charged even higher amounts or required to spend time cleaning public spaces. The most striking element of this policy is the requirement for repeat offenders to wear a bright orange vest while performing community service. This public humiliation acts as both a deterrent and a reminder of the consequences of littering, encouraging people to dispose of their waste responsibly. The enforcement of this law has had a profound effect on the nation's public cleanliness. It's not just about making streets look tidy, it's about instilling a sense of civic responsibility in every citizen. The result is a country where the streets are remarkably free of waste, contributing to a higher quality of life for residents and making Singapore a model for other cities striving to maintain cleanliness and order. Number 3. Public smoking in certain areas, not just for health, but for cleanliness. In Singapore, the ban on public smoking in most areas is a crucial policy aimed at both public health and environmental cleanliness. Smoking is prohibited in places like restaurants, bars, public transport stations, and many outdoor public spaces. Smokers are required to use designated smoking zones, which are carefully monitored to ensure compliance. The goal is clear: improve air quality, reduce secondhand smoke exposure, and maintain the country's clean, welcoming public spaces. While the health benefits of this ban are immediately obvious, the environmental advantages are just as significant. Cigarette butts, which are among the most common forms of litter worldwide, often end up on the streets, public parks, and in water sources. By limiting smoking to designated areas, Singapore has successfully reduced the amount of litter caused by discarded cigarette butts. This not only helps keep the streets clean, but also minimizes the environmental impact of such waste. This ban is part of Singapore's broader effort to maintain its high standard of living, where both cleanliness and health are prioritized. The policy ensures that everyone, whether they smoke or not, can enjoy fresh air and pristine surroundings, contributing to a city that is as environmentally conscious as it is livable. In a densely populated country like Singapore, these small steps make a significant difference in fostering a quality of life that residents can truly appreciate. Number 4. Plastic bags in certain places. A step towards sustainability. In its ongoing efforts to promote sustainability, Singapore has made significant strides by reducing the use of plastic bags, especially in retail environments. Many stores no longer automatically provide plastic bags with purchases, instead encouraging customers to bring their own reusable bags. This shift is part of a broader initiative aimed at reducing the massive amounts of plastic waste that often end up in landfills and oceans. The goal is to minimize the reliance on single-use plastics, which contribute to environmental pollution and the depletion of natural resources. While Singapore already boasts one of the world's most advanced waste management systems, the ban on plastic bags represents a forward-thinking approach to sustainability. The nation is focusing not just on managing waste, but on preventing it from being generated in the first place. By taking proactive measures to reduce plastic consumption, Singapore is leading by example, showing other countries the importance of shifting toward more eco-friendly practices. This move, though seemingly small in scope, is part of Singapore's larger effort to build a more sustainable future. It reflects a commitment to preserving natural resources, protecting marine life, and reducing the carbon footprint of everyday life. The ban on plastic bags sends a clear message that the convenience of single-use plastics is no longer worth the environmental cost, encouraging citizens and businesses alike to rethink their consumption habits for a cleaner, greener world. Number 5. Spitting in public, keeping it clean. In Singapore, spitting in public is strictly prohibited, and for good reason. While the primary concern is public hygiene, this law also addresses the broader issue of social etiquette and respect for others in public spaces. Spitting on the streets, in parks, or on public transport is not just seen as unsanitary, but also inconsiderate. It is considered disrespectful to those around you and tarnishes the communal environment. The government has made it clear that maintaining cleanliness and fostering a sense of civility is a priority, and spitting in public goes against both of these values. The penalties for violating this law are significant, with fines being imposed on those caught spitting in public areas. Repeat offenders face even more severe consequences, including higher fines or other legal actions. This strict enforcement is a reminder to the public that Singapore takes pride in its well-maintained sanitary spaces. With its dense population and limited land area, maintaining public cleanliness is vital to ensure that every inch of Singapore remains clean, pleasant, and usable for all its residents. The ban on spitting is more than just a hygiene measure. It's part of the country's broader commitment to public discipline and social responsibility. By ensuring that the streets are free from unsightly and unsanitary habits like spitting, Singapore creates an environment where everyone can enjoy public spaces without being confronted by unpleasant or disrespectful behavior. Number 6. Jaywalking. Follow the rules or face the consequences. In Singapore, jaywalking, crossing the street outside of designated pedestrian crossings, is treated as a serious offense, and violators face fines or other penalties. This strict law is part of the country's broader strategy to ensure safety for all road users, whether pedestrians or drivers. With a high population density and limited space, Singapore cannot afford to compromise on safety. The government has implemented clear rules that hold everyone accountable for their actions on the road, creating an orderly environment where accidents are kept to a minimum. The law against jaywalking serves multiple purposes. First and foremost, it reduces traffic accidents by preventing pedestrians from darting across roads unexpectedly, often in dangerous or poorly visible areas. By requiring people to use marked crossings, the risk of accidents is significantly reduced. Furthermore, it ensures that pedestrians and drivers alike understand and respect the rules of the road, creating a safer and more predictable environment for everyone. Enforcing this rule may seem harsh to some, but it reflects Singapore's commitment to safety and order. With such a dense population, every public space, especially roads, needs to be organized and well regulated to ensure the smooth flow of traffic. The ban on jaywalking plays a crucial role in protecting lives, maintaining public safety, and keeping Singapore's streets as orderly as its famously clean environment. Number 7. Pornography. Protecting morality. In Singapore, the government takes a firm stance against pornography, implementing strict regulations to limit access to explicit material. The country has effectively banned pornography on the internet and regulates the distribution of such content to maintain a certain standard of morality within society. While this approach may seem controversial to some, it is rooted in Singapore's efforts to preserve its traditional values and ensure that its public spaces and media reflect wholesome, family-friendly principles. The ban is intended to protect social and cultural norms, which emphasize respect, modesty, and decency. Singapore's leadership has made it clear that these principles are central to the well-being of its citizens, particularly children and young adults. By restricting access to pornography, the government aims to limit the exposure of harmful content that could affect individuals' mental health, relationships, and societal attitudes. While critics argue that the ban infringes on personal freedoms, it remains a key aspect of Singapore's broader vision of creating a stable, morally responsible society. In a country that prides itself on social harmony, the government believes that such restrictions are necessary to maintain public order and protect the nation's values from the potentially corrosive influence of explicit material. This move aligns with Singapore's broader mission to balance modernization with the preservation of cultural identity, creating a society where public welfare and moral integrity take precedence. Number 8. Homosexuality, a controversial law. Despite its reputation as a progressive and modern city-state, Singapore still holds on to laws that limit certain freedoms, particularly when it comes to LGBTQ+ rights. One of the most controversial laws is Section 377A of the Penal Code, which criminalizes male homosexual acts. While the government has stated that it will not actively enforce this law, its continued presence on the books has sparked significant debate, both within Singapore and internationally. The law, which dates back to colonial times, means that gay men in Singapore can still technically face legal consequences for engaging in consensual same-sex acts. For many, this represents a stark contrast to the country's otherwise forward-thinking policies and technological advancements. The existence of Section 377A has led to criticisms from human rights organizations and activists who see it as discriminatory and outdated, especially given Singapore's economic success and modern outlook on many other issues. However, there are signs of gradual change. Public discussions surrounding LGBTQ+ rights are becoming more frequent, and there have been calls for the law to be repealed. While progress may be slow, Singapore's younger generation is increasingly supportive of LGBTQ+ inclusion. Though the law remains in place for now, Singapore appears to be moving, albeit cautiously, toward a more inclusive and accepting future. The debate surrounding this law highlights the tension between tradition and progress in a society striving for both modernization and social cohesion. Number 9. Excessive noise. A quiet nation in Singapore, noise pollution is a matter that the government takes very seriously, and for good reason. With a dense population and limited land space, maintaining a peaceful and quiet environment is crucial for the well-being of residents. Whether it's loud music, construction noise, or the chatter of noisy neighbors, Singapore has strict laws regulating noise levels, particularly during the night. These regulations ensure that the country's vibrant urban spaces remain calm and conducive to a high quality of life. The government has set clear guidelines on when certain types of noise can be made, with strict penalties for offenders who exceed these limits. For example, loud construction activities are prohibited during late hours, and residents are expected to keep noise to a minimum during the nighttime to avoid disturbing their neighbors. Offenders can face substantial fines or even legal action, depending on the severity of the disruption. This helps ensure that everyone can enjoy a peaceful living environment, even in a densely populated urban setting. Singapore's cultural value of peace and tranquility plays a key role in this policy. The country views noise control as an essential part of maintaining harmony, both socially and mentally in everyday life. Whether it's a bustling business district or a quiet residential neighborhood, keeping noise levels down contributes to a serene, high-quality lifestyle, where every citizen's comfort and well-being are prioritized. Number 10. Vandalism, a zero-tolerance policy. Singapore's zero-tolerance policy toward vandalism is one of the cornerstones of the country's commitment to maintaining public order and cleanliness. This includes not only defacing public property, but also engaging in activities like graffiti, which can tarnish the city's pristine reputation. The policy is a direct response to the country's desire to preserve its beautiful, well-maintained public spaces, which are a source of pride for its residents and a major draw for tourists. The penalties for vandalism in Singapore are severe and are meant to act as a strong deterrent. Offenders caught defacing public spaces can face hefty fines, imprisonment, and, in extreme cases, corporal punishment in the form of caning. The use of caning, which is a controversial but effective punishment, particularly serves as a powerful reminder of the serious consequences of such actions. This harsh approach has significantly reduced instances of vandalism, making Singapore's streets, parks, and buildings some of the cleanest and most orderly in the world. This strict stance on vandalism is not just about punishment, it's part of Singapore's broader vision of upholding discipline and civic responsibility. The law ensures that every citizen understands the importance of respecting public property and contributing to the collective effort of keeping the country clean and beautiful. The zero-tolerance policy has been instrumental in maintaining Singapore's reputation as a model of urban cleanliness and order. Number 11. Drugs. The death penalty for drug trafficking. Singapore is globally recognized for having one of the strictest anti-drug policies, and its zero-tolerance approach has become a defining feature of the country's commitment to public safety and security. One of the most controversial aspects of this policy is the enforcement of the death penalty for individuals caught trafficking drugs in significant quantities. While this harsh punishment may be viewed as extreme by many, Singapore defends it as a necessary measure to safeguard the well-being of its citizens and to deter potential drug traffickers. Under Singapore's Misuse of Drugs Act, individuals caught trafficking certain amounts of drugs, including heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine, face mandatory death sentences. This zero-tolerance stance is rooted in the belief that even the smallest leniency in drug laws could lead to a rise in crime, addiction, and social instability. The government argues that the fear of severe punishment acts as a powerful deterrent, preventing drug abuse from spreading and ensuring that drugs do not harm society at large. This strict enforcement has played a significant role in maintaining Singapore's reputation as one of the safest countries in the world. Drug-related crime is exceedingly rare, and the nation's low crime rates are often attributed to its tough stance on illegal substances. While this policy has drawn international criticism, it remains a central element of Singapore's successful approach to law and order, contributing to its overall prosperity and stability. Number 12. Gambling restrictions on public access. In Singapore, gambling is heavily regulated to prevent its potential negative impact on society while still allowing for a controlled, safe environment where tourists and residents can partake. The country has a number of casinos, but access to these establishments is strictly controlled. One of the most unique aspects of Singapore's gambling laws is the requirement for residents to pay an entry levy to visit the casinos. This levy ensures that only those who are financially responsible can take part, helping to deter gambling addiction and ensuring that gambling remains a recreational activity rather than a harmful obsession. The government's cautious approach to gambling reflects a broader concern for public health and well-being. By limiting access, Singapore reduces the likelihood of individuals developing gambling problems, which could lead to financial ruin and social instability. The entry levy, which varies depending on the individual's status, is one of the most effective tools in ensuring that only those who can afford to gamble are able to do so. While Singapore's strict gambling laws may seem restrictive to some, they reflect a balanced approach to allowing the enjoyment of gambling in a controlled, responsible manner. Tourists can visit the casinos and enjoy the experience, but the public is protected from the social harms of unchecked gambling. This approach helps maintain a stable, responsible gambling culture in Singapore, making it a model for other nations that struggle with gambling-related issues. Conclusion: a nation built on rules. The bans in Singapore are not just about restricting personal freedoms. They are about ensuring the overall well-being and prosperity of the nation. Every regulation, whether related to cleanliness, safety, or social order, is part of a larger effort to maintain harmony in this highly urbanized, densely populated city-state. While some of these laws might appear extreme to outsiders, they have played an essential role in shaping Singapore into the modern, thriving nation it is today. Its streets are famously spotless, public spaces orderly, and safety levels among the highest in the world. The government's approach is clear. By implementing strict rules and enforcing them rigorously, it fosters a disciplined, responsible society. These 12 bans, though seemingly harsh, are cornerstones in creating an environment where everyone can enjoy a high quality of life. From maintaining cleanliness to protecting public morals, these laws reflect Singapore's broader commitment to preserving a safe, stable, and prosperous environment for all its citizens. So what do you think? Are these bans too strict, or do you believe they've played a critical role in Singapore's success? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.